opinion that, and obviously we can't relive moments, and the thing that's been top of mind for the last 3 minutes is like what? Like, damn, this is the
Mm,
type of shit that needs to be documented. Now, obviously, we
hmm
can't relive it, right?
Right.
Hopefully, we can get a similar flow state, and if not, next time I'll be more thoughtful of it to make sure to do something like this initially, just because I see the amount of value that you keep giving. Like, people sleep. People sleep. They have no idea the amount of value that you provide. I don't even think you see the value.
You're right.
Realistically, have you taken the time to listen to yourself? Have you ever documented yourself or seeing yourself from another angle, from another perspective?
No, not fully. I've only listened to the podcast that I've done when I started the show last year. So
Yeah.
I would listen to those to try to figure out better ways to ask questions to make them open up a little bit more. But not in the perspective that you're saying, no. And I'm interested to do it because you're absolutely right, bro. I do believe that I provide value, but it wouldn't surprise me that I don't see it the way that others do, which is the reason why I don't have what they would see me to have at this moment from what I can give with let's say, a million following on a subscriber show based off of the value that I can give. Not to say that I deserve that, but that's a example of the depiction that I'm giving, right?
Well,
Me not having a show versus what people can see that I can do is only stopped because of me not believing in myself as much as they believe in me. The same conversation that I was having with you yesterday when we were talking about others. And I love it because I love holding myself accountable. I have no fucking problem telling myself I fucked up. Cool, let's tighten up, let's do better. And that's one point right there, and I'm glad you said it, that I'm able to do that with myself. You're absolutely right, bro. There's no reason that people should believe in me more than I believe in myself when I know that I have value. I wrote 2 fucking books. Like, what am I talking about? So you're absolutely right. I need to do whatever is necessary tonight as I light another up to make sure that as I wake, the mindset will never return in that space because it's only about you. You're the one who controls when you make that change. I don't know if I told you about I Am Not Your Guru, the Tony Robbins documentary on Netflix.
go ahead. Tell me more.
It's a gem, bro. It's a gem. Anybody that wants to work with me like a young boy that's trying to like kind of get right and they want to kind of like get on it, I tell them you got to do 2 things and you have to do it within the next 24 hours or else we can't fucking work together. You have to watch The Secret and you have to watch I Am Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. I don't care how you watch it, but figure it the fuck out. Period. If you can't figure that out, you can't work with me because you're not going to be able to figure things out as life keeps going on. If you can't do that basic shit of figuring out how to watch something on Amazon Prime and Netflix, you ain't ready for this life, right? But those are also two great documentaries slash movies, whatever you want to call them, to be able to understand the mindset. So The Secret is all about the law of attraction. It's the original book that was written on the law of attraction, and it has those people describing how to engage into the law of attraction, how to use it correctly, what it really means, like not this bullshit that wouldn't be talking about, but manifest. I can manifest anything because they forget the last 6 letters of attraction are action. So what action are you going to do to attract what you want? That's the reason they don't ever get what they want. They want that guy that they want, but they're not taking the action to attract that guy. And then they're fucking confused. Well, you're attracting what you're actually taking the action on. Being a thought, you're getting guys that want fucking thoughts. You're attracting that shit. The law of manifestation definitely works. You're just not tapped into it in the right way. So that's The Secret. And then I Am Not Your Guru is a documentary on Tony Robbins. Essentially, he has a conference that he does. It's like a 5-day conference. He doesn't really let cameras in. It's done once a year, brings people in. I think it's called Date with Destiny. So you can pay thousands of dollars to be able to go to that, but they allowed a camera crew in there for the first time. So that's what I'm Not Your Guru is about. You get to see what Date with Destiny is, and you get to kind of be immersed into it. And the whole point of what he's saying and all of that is that you're in control of your life. So you're in control of when you make the change. You know, a lot of those people, since we're still talking about girls, like the girls that are in bad relationships, but they never break up with the guy until the guy does something so bad that they're like, you know what, fuck it, I gotta leave now. It's like the entire time you had the power to make the change. It's just at some point you allowed a situation to force you to make the change. And he's just talking about you don't have to allow that situation to happen. You can make the change today, right? Like you are your own guru of your own life. You're the one who's in control of when you make that change. Like, and that's why I said you will never be able to speak to me again. And I don't believe in myself more than somebody else believes in me. It won't happen because I chose to make that change immediately. And that's how I choose to move with my life and everything. If there's something that I can work on to get better, it's not like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna work on that. No, no, no. Fucking do it now. What else you gotta do? What else time you gotta wait? That's like, when we were told about the book. I didn't wait for another week or so. It's like, nope, all right, cool. That's what we got to do. You're right. I haven't been reading enough books in my life. I got to get better. Fuck it. Let's do it right now and then get it done because you're in control of how great your life's going to be or honestly, how terrible your life's going to be. You control the manifestation.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that I'm not your guru. Two things come to mind is, do you have Netflix?
Yes.
If you can, if you could make like a temporary password for like a week,
Hmm.
I'll watch it. If you can't, I think they still, I don't know if they have the free for like your first couple days. If they do, I'll take that route and just cancel. But I'm gonna watch
That,
it. I'm gonna watch it.
and I'm going to send you someplace where you can watch anything for free videos.
Well, which app is that? Because
Mm.
uh,
It's a website.
I know, but those things are crazy, man. They be I, if I'm gonna try the Netflix route, I'm gonna see if they still have like that promotion. If they don't, at least the credentials for like just for me to watch it and then change the password, make it like a universal one. I'll watch it and then
No
change.
worries. I'll work on it.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But
I got you.
the thing that really came to mind was, and it's funny you mentioned Tony Robbins. When you say I'm not your guru, one thing I realize is when people write books, I never told nobody about this. They write it in a way that although they want to help people, think about it. When you read a positive book, it says you should wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and you should work out and you should read books, right? So when you're reading it, you're saying you. The person's intent is to educate you, but just imagine if they changed that to I. I know it doesn't make sense from a writing perspective, but if your goal is to make a difference, just imagine the amount of positivity and the internalization on these lessons that a motherfucker could do in that person if they change that little tweak. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Genius.
bruh, bruh,
Genius.
it
Oh my
is
God.
it is everything. I
Yeah.
thought about years, bro. I've had that thought for well, once I started
Uh,
learning like Bob Proctor and everything. I'm like, bro, if somebody had the time, resources, energy to restructure books that have already been made, or partner with personal development gurus, like, look, let's restructure this book, rebrand it with the same content, but personalizing it. Because if your goal is to actually help someone, I'm not your fucking guru. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like, I want you to understand it, to read it from a person, like first person perspective. You know what I mean? Like, I am awesome. I am great. Not reading books saying you. Like, who the fuck is you? That person is
Bro.
conscious enough to read it and understand that they're talking about themselves or help them and hack into their mind by, bruh, I'm
That's
telling you,
golden, bro. That's
huh?
golden. And that's golden. I'm glad you recorded it because you will never forget this idea. You always be come back to it. Creating a faceless YouTube page, doing it. And even if I fucking do it and I just get a percentage and you get majorities of it, this is what's going to be done. Called the empowerment group. I am power. Like empowerment. And all you got to do is get AI to transcribe all of the books that you want in first person and then get the AI to audio record that and now put that full audio book up on YouTube in the first person version and have a full channel of nothing but those. And it's the empowerment group. $1 million company right there.
100%. So now things have become available to where it's a stronger likelihood of it happening. I still think about practicality. I'm like, am I really gonna sit here and transcribe a whole book? That has to be delegated. We have to. I'm okay with paying someone to fucking do it.
No, no, no. AI does all of this. I'm saying all we got to do is set aside. This is what I would do, literally. And that's what I say. Even if I did it and I just got 20%, and it's your company because you came up with the idea, I don't give a
Bro,
shit.
the goal
But
is change. The goal is change. Bro,
so
the
yes,
goal is
that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about the money. That's why I said that. Like I'm not here to care about the money. But I'm saying literally, I would just go to AI and have it to transcribe the entire book in first person. So it would always say I instead of you. It would write the whole Rich Dad Poor Dad in
yeah,
first
yeah.
person. It would do that in 30 seconds. Now I use another AI to take all of those words and they're going to put it into audio. That would take like another 30 seconds. Now I have the full audio book. Now I just put that up with any type of pictures that I want. And now you have a faceless video that goes on YouTube as a full audio book. You rinse and repeat that for multiple books.
I'm not arguing that it won't pop. I know that.
No, no, I was just saying about the time. All you're talking about is like 15 to 20 minutes to do the process of taking a book, transcribing it into words, transcribing it into audio, making a faceless video. That's like 15,
We
20
could
minutes. And
collab
I'm
on
willing to do it.
we could collab on that, meaning one of us takes care of one part of it and the other. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way to and start small. It doesn't
Right.
have to be, or maybe like a short, even the power of awareness. At
Right.
the
Literally just starting with like, we can start with 3 books. Start small, like you're saying. Like the Power of Awareness. It's not a long book, hour and a half. Start
yeah.
with 3 books. We choose 3 and let's try to get that done in like the next 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Give yourself a time frame so that we can have those done, have the videos, create the YouTube page.
So
Boom.
let's. I like it. I fuck with it. I don't know how far we're gonna go with this because we're speaking on it, but I think it would put some goodwill into my gas tank. I think that would be a very good investment of time. A, because we're putting goodwill, and B, consuming that information is powerful. Brett was talking recently about how he fucks with the industry he's in. He does edits and he's 100xing his lessons because he's A in the space and doing edits for videos that he fucks with.
Mm,
So thinking
mm.
from a personal development perspective, yeah, editing, doing all of that, listening to this content, re-listening to it as we're creating it, 100x. But the thing I did want to share is, I don't know if you've seen this videos, but on Instagram, it's a niche, it's a new trend, and I fuck with it. And it's so
Okay.
early that I genuinely believe that it could be in correlation to what we're speaking of. But this person is biz underscore thoughts, and I'm gonna play a quick video just to give you an idea of how they're framed.
Okay.
Powerful. Can you hear it?
No, it's low,
I'm
but it looks
okay.
like AI photos.
100%. And then it says I'm gonna send it to you and watch it. You're gonna see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about from a
Mm,
content creation perspective. But it's not applying what we're saying with it's combining the two is what I'm saying with the pictures and then obviously putting the content that we're talking about.
yeah,
Powerful. Right here is a niche that people are literally on right now. It's crazy. It's
I
an
like
old
that.
man kind of talking in an old format, that the AI voice and giving the same lessons that people share on Instagram, but somebody's reading it and the avatar is speaking these lessons. Like here are 10 lessons you should know before you're 30. But it shows AI talking and giving all the positive feedback. It's money.
Holy shit, bro. That just gave me a great idea for my business. You're absolutely right. Like for my personal, I can do something like where I'm interviewing Bill Russell or interviewing Wilt Chamberlain, like create an AI picture of Wilt Chamberlain and having him answering questions from like a sports business perspective. So he'll literally be talking business, but I could play with that and I'd be able to go unlimited questions with that shit. Holy
So,
fuck.
so from a practical perspective,
Hmm.
time obviously, where do you think we could start taking action, even if it requires You said three. I'm okay with getting one book done because I know it's not going to be easy, and there's a few expenses, not much, but using AI, the tools, the basic ones work, but there's a limit. I know that. Unless you know of one, but I know, like, for example, the voice one I'm thinking of is 11 AI or something like that. But
Mhm.
there's a limit. The basic allows you to do X amount of transcribes. You know what I mean? Like, and then after a while, you need to pay for the subscription, which is okay. This is actually, I think it's worth it.
Right.
Creating art, these images, I'm sure is going to require at the next level to be able to get as much content to put out and finish one book. It's going to require the paid subscription of one of these softwares. That I know.
Sure.
Unless
Sure.
you know of one, I don't know yet. I actually did get the basic of HeyGen, which is an AI tool that either A, you record yourself for 2 minutes, and then you put the words on there, the
Okay.
video sales letter, and you speak whatever it is that you wrote on that. Like I actually tried it and I got the basic model. I have about 15 credits a month, which allows you a minute worth of video is about a credit. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? So just to kind of give you perspective, I'm sure there's other companies, but yeah, I'm willing to take that route and start with one video. Create an IG page or a TikTok page or both and start there. Change the
Yes.
transcribe to first person, figure out a way to put some faceless videos and even avatar with a powerful voice and go in there. I'm okay with that. What are your thoughts in terms of action steps, realistic action steps, something that we could both commit to and kind of go from there?
I like that. I like that a lot. And I like starting with one book to make it even more doable because that's taken into consideration the fact that we still have lives and other things that we're trying to accomplish. So I love that. Starting with one, it's awesome. So yeah, coming up with actionable steps, perfect. And I think we're going to just have to figure out because we know the route that we're going to do for the main business model, which is the YouTube videos, but it's more so figuring out the actionable steps on what we'll also be doing for the social media to be driving traffic towards the YouTube videos. Cause I like that and we'll have to figure out what that'll look like, but that's one actionable step, right? Like figuring out what that'll be, the actual marketing plan. But first we got to create the product and let's create actionable steps for that. And that would look like picking the book that we're going to do. And it sounds like we're already kind of leaning towards a book with power of awareness.
Yep, it's short, it's
Finding,
enough where we could complete it. It's a
hmm
great book. I think it's a fucking solid book. Go ahead.
I like that.
I
Next would be,
is that on purpose?
what'd you say?
Can't see you. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, because I had to plug in my phone to the charger.
Roger. Just making sure
So
you
it's
know.
just hanging. All right, bet. Perfect. But I'm actually writing notes as well of these steps. So the
By
first,
the way,
hmm
in terms of driving traffic, I'm okay with doing this organic.
okay.
I'm confident. You know, yesterday you talked a
Yes.
little bit about universal laws and how success principles are universal.
Yes,
This will win, bro.
I agree.
It will fucking win. I guarantee. The way that from a marketing perspective, and what I would do is so pieces of software. Let me slow down. I'm already cranking it up. I already made a commitment, so I'll have a little extra capital to invest into the the basic packages at the very least. I'm not gonna go all out, and if we have to create maybe 10 shorts initially and use up all of our credits, we'll do it, and then we'll keep it at that. But
Okay.
there's something called Radar. Radar allows us to post and the video is posted on as a reel. So that's already going to help us from a viewing perspective. The market
hmm
is going to decide. Some of the videos that I created using HeyGen got more views than any of the videos that I actually did recording. And all I did was I used one of the voices from 11, which was like a very dark, powerful voice. I used the avatar. I uploaded an image and it looks trash. It doesn't even look dope. So if we use a physical avatar of one of the famous people, like it would look way fucking better. Make sure to look at that link that I sent you so you get a better idea of like what I'm saying, and we have to find out what software they use. But in terms of
Right.
for traffic, I genuinely believe that between us posting it on a reel, putting it on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, yes, if it allows us to do it off the software that I use, which you'll have access to as well, we could do it from one platform, but if not, we'll do it individually. That alone, I believe, after I'm gonna be realistic, after completing that book, we'll have a decent amount of views without linking anything. No links, nothing. At first. No links, nothing. Not trying to sell shit.
Right.
Just build an audience.
I agree. I agree. I think that could be really powerful, bro. Yeah, it's going to be very organic because it's hitting a lot of touch points. Like you said, we're doing the right things with what we're creating, and it's multiple people doing it. This is definitely going to work.
But nobody's doing what we said about first person. I guarantee.
Not at all.
Nobody. And here's the benefit. The reason I have this insight is because I studied copywriting. Have you ever educated yourself a little bit on it?
Yes.
So one thing that I learned is all of the proper grammar that we've been taught to use isn't as conducive to growth or conducive to effectiveness as people think. So when you write a piece of copy, it's actually more valuable for you to remove all of the yous and does and all of that. You want to condense it and make it as short as possible.
Hmm.
I think
Correct.
I think this is going to be good. I don't want to get too excited because I see myself ramping up a little bit. By when do you think we could complete, maybe not the full book, but at the very least have 20 clips of a book?
Mhm. I'm thinking that we'll be able to get the clips from the book being done. What are your thoughts on that?
But by when? By when you think we can get, because by when? By when you think we could complete that?
I think we can complete this giving ourselves conservative amount of time by the end of this month.
Okay. What role do you want to play? And what role do you see me playing?
Great questions. I think we'll both be able to do the, let's say, operation side, right? Where it comes to figuring that out because we're doing it as we speak. As we're talking it out, I'm literally writing out in the notes. So that's like creating the operation. So we have a SOP of what we're doing to be able to get what we're, get it done, right? So I think that's going to be handled together. When it comes to the actual product development, that's going to be something I think we also were just talking about, like splitting it and how we're going to figure out how to do that. I have no problem doing all of that, or like, here's a good way that I can describe it. I have no problem with that being my wheelhouse and the like social media being your wheelhouse, but obviously we're able to help each other in those. Does that make sense? Like I
It
have no
does.
problem going through the process of the 4 steps for creating the actual book and the AI. And it's really just like more on me to get that done. And you'll be able to hold me accountable or help me out in any ways that I need to while you're focusing on what we need to get done for the social media side. And I'll be able to do the same, hold you accountable and, help you out if you need it.
Fair. So if you're okay with that, what I'm writing down is I'll be I'll have the software, not just what I have. I'm gonna invest once we have some clips. I'll invest into Radar. I'll have the package we need. I'll start with the basic one. to post the clips as reels. As of now, we could use HeyGen if you come up with a different software or anything else to be able to generate that avatar. We can do it. I think it allows me to add people so you could have access to it. So I'll look into adding you on there so you could play with it. Maybe use a credit or two for yourself to kind of see how it works. Choose an avatar. And then 11, which is the voice generator. Once we have the transcription, we'd be able to get the right voice we want, plug that into HeyGen, and then connect it to an avatar. That's what I'm thinking so far. At the very least, I could make sure to have the basic packages of each one of these. I think Radar, the basic, is about 10 a month. It goes up. HeyGen, I think, is 30 a month. I forget the prices off rip. And then 11, I forget what the price is. I didn't pay for that. I used the free one. But I know they're going to ask for some money if we use it.
Right.
So I could commit to that.
Okay. And
The,
what I'll do,
go ahead.
no, I was going to say is what I'll do is look into any other tools
Mm-hmm.
that would be able to be useful for creating this.
Yeah, I think there's better ones. This is just what I'm aware of right now, especially based on how you want to create it. I'm pretty confident there's better ones. I'll let you, like I said, from what I've heard, HeyGen is dope, one of the best avatar creation ones,
Hmm.
but there has to be better ones. And then also your creative mind, you may want to create it some different way. I don't know yet.
I'm with you. And one of the connections that I have, his name is Lalis Resto. Very high level when it comes to marketing. He's created an actual AI software where he's brought in a lot of the different companies that are doing things where it comes to transcribing, creating content, and brought them all into one house. And his company is called Copygenics that he made. I
You
just sent you a link of that
told
to
me
your
about that.
phone.
You told me about that.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I'm going to call him and kind of give him a heads up on some things that we're trying to put together to see if he has an idea of different tools that could be useful for what we're doing. Because he's not the type that would try to take our idea. He would just be wanting to help and make it happen.
Fair. I mean, really, all you have to do is tell him you want to create avatars with positive information.
Yeah,
Because what we actually put into the AI to speak, that's on us. And that's, even though I'm saying insider knowledge, it's going to be for the world. Who catches it? I don't know who's going to catch on to that. I really don't know.
you're right. I think though, like we got a lot of different touch points that it's going to garner a large audience. And of course, I think we're going to create a bigger trend of this, but just like what you're saying and what we're doing right now, most people aren't going to want to do the work, right? They're not going to want to consistently do this, even if it's just AI. So there's going to be a saturation that won't be able to happen because of what we're doing, and we'll be able to separate ourselves with the different levels that we create from this. Like, I think this can actually seamlessly move right into the networking group that we had been discussing, where we can use this to be able to actually have in-person meetups and create memberships based off of the traction and audience we create from this project.
I fuck with it. I love your big picture thinking. And before I lose this thought, I want to make sure I mention it. So absolutely. But I do want to, let's agree on a number to avoid trying, having a plan is great, but let's agree on a number. Let's say 100,000 followers, 50,000 followers, whatever. Let's agree on a number before we actually bring that to market. Not plan, but at the very least, bring it to market.
Okay. And you're saying what a goal of how many, let's say our audience of what we want before we
Yes.
actually go for the, in-person meetups.
Or anything that would require someone to give us money.
I got you.
And this is all coming from lessons I've learned from Alex Hormozy.
Hmm.
he literally emphasizes, he even said he's still at the point where people are literally feeling guilty to not have to, like, they're asking him, how can I pay you? Because he legit, he's probably one of the only marketers in the space that, like, you can't pay him, bro. You legit have to be making X amount of dollars in order for him to fuck with you, to fuck with your business. You have to be at a certain level. Outside of that, everything he's doing for free. And people are so fucking like confused at the fact that he still is not promoting a product, or like he's literally giving. And in the book, he says, give until they ask you, how can I pay you? So maybe we don't have to take it that far, but at the very least, let's start with the good foundation of goodwill. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Let's just,
Absolutely.
and what better way to give in a way where we're creating positive content, we're putting that out in the world, the audience is going to be there by default, and yes, we could monetize initially, but there's just something that's going to come from having that link. I'm okay with not thinking about monetizing until the audience is there. And then we'll structure it right so it's actually valuable when we ask for money. Like it's gonna make more sense. It's gonna make more sense when the audience is there. Like it's gonna make more sense, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
I love it. I love it. And that aligns with exactly the model. It just puts more structure into what that looks like. Right. So it's like even the meetups would be nothing that we're like charging. And, if we're kind of like building an audience, we'd be able to get paid for doing that, but not having to charge the people that are coming. And then we'd be able to grow into I love that. It's literally just without having to go into more details that we'll develop, but that fits right into the alignment of what we want to structure is, keeping it value based where our whole mission and the whole idea that you created this for was to help people. And that's what it's all about.
I fuck with it. The
So what do we want to go 50,000 or 100,000 before we want to like make that move?
so as much as I want to say 50, and based off the lessons I'm learning, I believe the ROI, and I'm just keeping it a stack, it's tough for me to not think about because there is a return. I wouldn't mind being more patient. Now we got to calculate this metric. Are we talking likes, YouTube? Are we talking Instagram? Are we talking followers? We have to make sure we pinpoint on that goal, right? So if we're talking Instagram followers, that's a stretch to get to 100K, but it could happen if we're
Right.
talking. I'm okay with 100. I'm okay with 100K. I'm
Okay.
okay with 100K.
And what I'm thinking, describing the audience, and I'm okay with 100 as well. And what I'm thinking when describing the audience is our actual, like, not likes, but more so like the people that follow us amongst the platforms, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It's like how many we have amongst those platforms.
All
If
of
it's
them?
30, 30, 30, and you get what I'm saying? That's 90.
I love it. I wasn't thinking of that. I love it. I think that's a even better. I like it. That's a more realistic way to hit 100K. I fuck with that 100%.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of that really just coming from the level of getting partnerships. Cause it's like when we do go to that step of creating the event, what we're doing is going to be very easy for us to get 5 and 6 figure partnerships from very major companies because we have such a large audience and the content that we're creating, right? Like we're speaking to a vast amount of people. And if we were to partner with people that want to align with that message that are major companies, it's going to fit seamlessly. They're always looking for quote unquote goodwill. And that's naturally what we do with what we're putting out. So that gives us a good platform when we're moving into that next phase.
Great platform. And not only that, it puts us in a position to share the strategy and how we would like the speakers to approach their personal development message.
Correct.
The thing you mentioned earlier was SOP. So
Hmm.
yeah, you said you're down to do the content creation. I'm also willing to put sweat equity and do my part as well from a content creation perspective. But I also believe that this is super easy delegatable.
Right.
Once that's written down, once the process is written down, telling someone, hey, download this book,
Yes.
me writing down, what I believe the day-to-day action is going to be. Write down whatever book. You're going to have to upload it. You're going to have to maybe pull it off the internet or whatever, upload it into this software. The steps that could be taught easily to somebody that works in the Philippines. Like that's easily delegatable to the point where we would be able to pay someone to do that for a fact.
Correct.
We just have to do it enough to build a decent following. We don't even have to do it all the way to 100K. I don't believe that. It would be beneficial for us from a personal development perspective, but I don't think we would have to do that. I genuinely
I
believe
agree.
we delegate that. It's not gonna be hard. The task is once we know what we have to do, the steps, we could either record ourselves doing it, teach somebody on online PH, somebody from the Philippines, and then pay them a fair wage to be able to complete that, and then we will be spitting out content, bruh,
Left, right, and center.
bruh.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. Totally. Yeah, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for that. I sent you the note in the message as well, and I've added into it. I don't know if you're able to see it right now.
Haven't checked my phone. Hey, can you see all my notes when you send me notes?
No, I can't see any of your notes. All I can see is nothing from yours. You're just able to edit the note that we're collaborated in, and I'm able to see those edits.
Okay. Yeah, I was and the first one I couldn't edit anything, just FYI. But
Okay, no, I think I said it that way
okay, which is fair.
because I
But this
just
one
wanted
I
you to
can.
see them.
This one I can.
Okay, back. So from what I've put in there so far, do you think there's anything else that we need to add?
Yeah, I just did it. I just did it.
Let me see this. Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's it. As of now, that's really from an action perspective. Let's not get ahead of our skis.
Hmm.
That's it. I think this is a great start. I think this is a phenomenal start, bro. It's crazy because yeah, bro. I'm not gonna geek out too much, but this is my first post on Instagram was literally this. I wanted to help people from a psychological perspective because
Mm,
I knew that people consuming positive would change their world, even if they don't know it.
right.
I've even ran ads with just a positive message and nothing in return. Like I've actually spent some money so people could see a positive message in their conscious, and like I knew it could change something. You know what I
Right.
mean? This
Right.
is no, this is powerful.
It really is, bro. This is game changer. This is game changer. What's your IG, by the way, bro?
Okay. It's Matt local 3 pack. I just changed it. Local 3 pack,
Okay,
local
bet.
three, and then pack. But if you go all the way to the front, like the first post, that's what you'll see.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so go all the way to like my first post. I think it was like in 20, I don't know, 17 maybe. That
Hmm. Oh yeah, you've been posting. You've been keeping us positive. Oh, I see what you got though. The
no,
soul
no,
treatment plan.
now is not now I'm posting software. Now, yeah, it's completely different. But most of my following came from me doing the positive stuff, bro.
Yes, sir.
I swear to God.
The Solopreneur Opportunity.
Yeah, that was a fucking massive book that changed my life. And then all of those positive images, I was like, duh, people need to know this. This was
Mm,
years ago, and I had this in mind. Like this I've always wanted to help people, even if it's not me directly. I knew that these messages will help people. I knew.
right. 100%. No, this is awesome, bro. This is awesome. Is there a specific reason, like why, like intentionally, why you haven't cleaned up the profile?
Well, I actually uh I lost focus and I figured instead of starting anew, I was like, I'm just gonna utilize this same platform that I already have versus starting a new one and kind of going that route. And I stopped caring about the image of what IG is. And I was like, my goal is to get in front of people versus keeping my IG clean for the purpose that most people have it is like to get bitches. So I was like, bro, I don't even give a fuck about bitches, bro. Like my goal in having this shit is to reach people. And then
Hmm.
as far as the content that I'm putting now, the goal is to get the space that I'm in is different. It's a little harder. People are putting a lot of money on ad spend with what software, with selling software. But
Right.
yeah, as far as consistently posting, that's not going to be an issue, is what I'm saying. That it's not going to be an issue. As you could see, there's content being posted consistently on my page. So now transitioning that and making that post, making that content of goodwill, it's over. It's over.
Right. No, and I agree with you on how most people use their stuff, which is definitely not the most beneficial. But when you're able to tap into like the combo of having it looking like that, but then using it for something that is productive, you
Yes.
really get that benefit because psychologically, people look at people who like look better and just naturally think that they're richer, smarter, and just nicer,
Yes.
but we all know that that's not true. But that's the reason why celebrities look the way that they do is because it's an intentional psychological ploy by Hollywood to have the audience look up to them and make them believe that they're richer than them, they're nicer than them, and they're just better people, right? So I think tapping into that with like IG as like a example is a perfect way to get it done. Because it's not like you have terrible pictures of yourself and stuff like that, but it's just toning it to those and then making your business content leveled up some would change the game.
Well, to be honest, I just read that book with Alex Hormozy. I heard
Hmm.
the lesson about giving, 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 not asking for anything in return by Gary. But for some reason,
Hmm.
I found it hard to not ask while creating content. Like it was
Hmm.
really, I still had the urge to still sell something. And
Right.
I called myself out already before this conversation. I'm like, right now I'm literally all the content that I'm posting is literally salesy. I want something from someone without providing value. And now all of this is
Hmm.
a lot of it is automated at this point. Like I'm not physically posting these every day. Like I've set it up and now it's being, but the message is still the same. I'm not consistently providing value on an
Right.
automated basis. I'm consistently trying to sell something and it's not working in my benefit doing it that way.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah.
So the adjustment has already begun, essentially.
Yeah. And by the way, it wouldn't be on my page. We could absolutely, oh, that's another thing I had. Oh, what's the name of the page? That's something I wrote down. What we would open up another account and what do you want that? What's the name of it? I know you said it earlier. What do you want it to be?
I'm liking the empowerment group or the empowerment movement, something around empowerment, but spelling it I am, like I am power.
Oh my gosh. So did you see the note?
I do. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Would or without the, what do you think would flow better? And let me see if I could.
No, absolutely. I like it without the because the would just naturally be put. And I like yeah, I like empowerment movement because the logo could be I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's gonna go crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, that was winning.
Bruh, bruh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about to go crazy, bro. Empowerment movement. Yeah, I love that a lot. Wow. Yeah, it's about to be crazy, bro. I like this a lot.
Yeah. I would say a month we'll have a month of actually posting content. I believe most of our videos will have at minimum 300 views minimum per video. And that's in a month. And I know that
Correct.
doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm being realistic.
I
Minimum.
agree there.
Each video 300 plus, and then it's gonna go from there. There's a threshold that will break after month 2 or 3 of putting Goodwill out. I think that will easily skyrocket to over 7,000K views per video on one of the platforms. Either TikTok or IG, I think will pop first.
I agree. I think after a month of consistent posting on one or both of the platforms, there's going to be traction.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't think we should go at like we don't they say too much ingredients will spoil the soup. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is a
I'm with
great
you.
yeah, I think this
Keep
is
it.
a great place for us to get boots on the ground. Um, I'll look to see if I how to get you access to Hey Gen as well, so you could at least see if it's worth it, one of the avatar features, and go from there. Um, we'll just start talking about it. We'll start doing it. We'll start taking action, and we'll start figuring out the problems to
Yeah. No,
as
that's perfect.
we
That's
go.
perfect.
This is
Because
perfect.
right now I'm at a pause with the Google page, so I've already done that. I just need to get there and be able to record that video, so there's not much we can do on that front anyways. So this just sets more time up for when we're having these conversations. It's going to be focused on this. Outside of when we're creating more of, an actual friendship and things of that nature. It's going to be focused on this business that we're developing. So I like that. And I know we're going to hit that target of having a book done and content starting to be created by the end of this month. So I'm super excited and looking forward to that.
You won't believe what I'm doing.
What's that?
I put it on my task.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's top of mind. That's it.
Yep. That's what's on mine for tomorrow. Financial literacy. I'm calling that the BBP. Buy some business plan. The BBP.
Nah, bro. But I'm a I'm not gonna share with you an approach I was taking. I have something outside of I was starting to run ads really close. I just completed a funnel for something else, and I think this is a good transition. As I was doing it, I was like, fuck man, this isn't really my soul. But I know that the attention is there. The attention is there. And I was like, bruh, like I would rather be more patient and do it this way, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I I believe this is the right alignment that was supposed to be developed.
Yeah. I'll share with you later in another conversation like what it was, and then you'll be like,
Okay.
oh, you know what I mean? Like I see why you went through the transition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
you already know. I got faith in how you move, so I trust your decision making.
yeah, man. Anyway, I'm good. Do you have anything top of mind before we hop off? Anything you wanna, I don't know, share, communicate, anything else, any ideas, anything else?
I think that was like you got me so locked in on that, bro. My mind was literally like, because this networking events idea that we had started was like really important for me to create. Like I said it to the network that was going to get done in Q2 or beyond. Like we were going to make that shit happen, and it's just awesome that it's already begun. This is the way that it was supposed to kind of like lead itself. And when we started on taking the right action, it just attracts to exactly what we're trying to create. And it just happens seamlessly with alignment. So it really just took my focus from anything else to just this. So yeah, man, I'm just excited, man. I'm looking forward to what we're doing.
Me too. Me too. Bet, G. Well, stay strong. I'm gonna start getting on my laptop, thinking things through. Just boots on the ground, and we're gonna make something happen by the end of this month. I see it. It's done deal. It's done.
Oh, 100%, bro.
By
It's
a
done.
month, not the end of this month, a month. So by this time next month, the 17th.
No, I was saying the end of this month, bro.
Okay, bro. Okay, to
Yeah,
finish the
that's what I was
book.
saying. Yeah, I was saying I was gonna have like those 4 steps done by February 1st.
Well, I need to start opening up the accounts,
No,
making sure
I'll
that you
be
have
able to look it
those
up.
too.
You won't need to. No, I'll be able to look it up. I'm gonna check them out and see exactly if that's the one that I need to use. And tomorrow I'll be talking to Luis and seeing if he has any other software that I should be checking into to be able to make this even more efficient. And this weekend I'm gonna probably put in like a good 8 to 15 hours into this throughout the different 3 days. So a couple hours each day where I'm going to be putting in time to getting those things done. So I already know with the time that I got, like that's going to be a good chunk that I'll be able to get done. I'll be able to polish up everything else to finish it out. So yeah, my goal is by February 1st, I will have the power of awareness completed in first person for an audiobook.
Roger that. I actually just wrote the guy that made the videos that I sent you the biz spots. I just wrote him. What software are you? I said, dude, this is life changing. What software are you using to make these videos?
But
Just to see if
he hits you, see if he gets some sauce,
maybe, or maybe it's going to be the one that you mentioned. Who knows?
right? We'll never know. I love the action, my brother.
All right, stay strong. We'll talk. It was a solid conversation, bro.
Absolutely, man. Consistently giving us greatness. I'll definitely keep you posted on how things go tomorrow with Ian. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flex on him, bro.
You too.
Yes,
You too.
sir. Oh man, but yeah, man. You already know. Enjoy the night, man.
Hello, you too, G.
All right, buddy.